I am 54 years old. My ex-wife is 52, and we were married for 24 years. I never thought I would be telling this story, but here I am, and how I caught her will blow your mind. I met my wife at a friend's wedding in Tampa when I was 26, and she was 24. She was a bridesmaid, I was a groomsman, and we hit it off at the reception, talked for hours, exchanged numbers, and started dating 2 weeks later. She was finishing her physical therapy degree at Florida State and wanted to open her own practice one day, had her whole career mapped out, and I liked that about her because she had ambition. I had ambition too, but I dropped out of college 2 years earlier because school wasn't for me. Sitting in lectures, writing papers about things that didn't matter, and taking tests I didn't care about just didn't make sense to me. I wanted to build something real, something of my own. So I started a web development company out of my parents' garage with just me, a laptop, and a phone. First 2 years were brutal and I barely broke even. Some months I didn't break even at all. I was eating cheap, driving a beat-up Chevy, and reinvesting every dollar I made back into the business. But I kept grinding, kept cold calling, kept pitching, and kept showing up. By year 3, things finally clicked, and I landed a few bigger clients, local businesses at first, then regional accounts. Hired my first developer, then my second, and by year 4, I moved into a real office. I had no idea what was waiting for me 20 years down the road. We dated for 4 years before I proposed when I was 30 and she was 28. Did it at a park overlooking the St. Johns River at sunset. Got down on one knee and she said yes before I even got the words out. We got married 6 months later in a small ceremony with family and close friends. Nothing extravagant because we were saving for a house. I helped her finish her doctorate, her DPT program, clinical rotations, and board exams, and I didn't keep a tab because that's what you do for someone you love. At least that's what I thought. A year after we got married, I bought a house in Orange Park, just south of Jacksonville, because the business was doing well enough. Put 20% down on a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house with a big backyard and room for a pool eventually. Perfect for a family, but we never started one. We talked about kids in the beginning, first few years of marriage, and said we wanted 2 or 3, but she kept pushing it off because she wanted to get her practice established first. Then she opened her clinic and said she needed to focus on building the business. Then the business was stable and she said she wasn't sure anymore. Then she just stopped bringing it up altogether. I asked her about it once around year 7 and brought it up over dinner. She put her fork down, looked at me, and said she didn't think she wanted kids anymore because her career was enough. I was disappointed, but I didn't push it because I figured it was her decision to make. She opened her physical therapy clinic in Mandarin, which is a nice area with lots of retirees and athletes, so she had steady clientele. She had 3 other therapists working under her. Business was good, and she made around $140,000 a year. Combined with my income, we were very comfortable. We traveled, took cruises to the Caribbean, and went to Europe twice to Paris and Barcelona. Had a date night every week for the first 10 years and never missed one, every Friday. We made time for each other, or at least I thought we did. Then things started to change, and I was too blind to see it. Around year 13, I noticed that she was different. Hard to explain. She was just off. She was working later and coming home after 8 p.m. when the clinic closed at 6, saying she was catching up on paperwork, meeting with vendors, or networking with doctors for referrals. I believed her because she owned a business and I owned a business, so I understood the grind. But then other things started adding up. She was tired all the time, didn't want to go out anymore, and our Friday nights became every other Friday, then once a month, then not at all. Intimacy dropped off too. Once a week became twice a month, then once a month. Then I stopped counting. I tried to talk to her about it, and she said it was stress. Said running the clinic was draining her. Said things would get better. So I gave her space year after year, and for the last 2 of those years, she used it to betray me. The way I found out was almost accidental. We had a joint Amazon account that we'd had for years with the shared Prime membership because it was easier that way, and I never thought twice about it. One Saturday morning, I was looking for a package I ordered, new workout gear, and I wanted to check the delivery status. So I logged into the app on my phone. That's when I saw it. Recent orders, but not mine. Lingerie, 3 different sets, lace and silk, expensive stuff at $85, $95, and $140. I stared at the screen because I hadn't seen any of it, and she hadn't worn anything like that for me in years, not even close. I scrolled through the order history and went back further. More lingerie going back almost a year, different styles, different colors, then other things like candles, massage oil, and a black silk robe, all shipped to her clinic address, not our house. She was having it delivered to work, so I wouldn't see it and wouldn't ask questions. I sat down on the edge of the bed trying to process what I was looking at. Then I got smart and printed everything, every order, every receipt, every shipping confirmation, and every delivery address. Then I sat there trying to figure out my next move, and that's when I made a decision that changed everything. I didn't confront her even though I wanted to, but I knew better. Years ago, around year 9, we had a bad fight, the worst fight of our marriage. I accused her of flirting with one of her clients, a former college football player who came in twice a week, and she denied it, saying I was being paranoid. It got heated and I grabbed her wrist, didn't hit her, just grabbed her wrist, and she pulled away and told me if I ever touched her again, she would call the police. I apologized. We moved on and never talked about it again. But I learned something that night. If I ever suspected something again, I needed proof first, real undeniable proof. So that's what I went after. I didn't have access to her personal credit card because we kept finances mostly separate. Her money was her money and my money was my money, with just a joint account for household expenses. So I couldn't check her statements, but I had access to our home security system that we installed 3 years ago. We had cameras on the front porch and cameras on the driveway, motion activated with recordings stored in the cloud for 90 days. Here's the thing about my job. I travel for work, and sometimes I'm gone 2 or 3 days at a time. She always knew my schedule. I went back through the security footage and checked the dates I was out of town over the past 3 months. It took hours, fast forwarding, pausing, and checking timestamps. That's when I found it. 6 different nights, all nights I was away on business. A white Lexus SUV pulling into our driveway around 8 p.m., parking in the garage because she had opened the garage door for him. He pulled right in, stayed for hours, and left around midnight or 1 a.m. She thought she was being smart, only doing it when I was out of town and only letting him park in the garage so the neighbors wouldn't see. But she forgot about the driveway camera, and it caught him pulling in every single time. I watched it 6 times, and each one made me sicker than the last. I didn't recognize the car, so I wrote down the plate number. Then I got lucky. 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from an unknown number with a 904 area code, and I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. It was a woman with a shaky voice who asked if I knew this woman and used her full name. I said yes, she is my wife. She paused, and then she said, "We need to talk because your wife has been sleeping with my husband." Her name was Regina. She told me her husband's name was Martin, an orthopedic surgeon who worked at a practice in Southside. He referred patients to my wife's clinic for ACL repairs, rotator cuff surgeries, and knee replacements because all of them needed physical therapy afterward. My wife's clinic got the referrals, and that's how they met. Then business turned into something else. Regina and Martin had been married for 19 years, with 3 kids aged 18, 16, and 13, 2 girls and a boy. She found out 2 weeks before she called me. She was doing laundry on a Saturday afternoon, checking his pockets before throwing his pants in the wash like she has always done 1,000 times, and found a receipt in his khakis. Hotel and spa at Jacksonville Beach, $340 for a weeknight stay, and she didn't know anything about it. He never mentioned a trip, never mentioned a conference, never mentioned anything. She asked him about it that night, and he denied it, saying it must be a mistake and that he'd call the bank about it. She let it go at first, then pulled out the receipt and showed him the date, the room charge, and the restaurant charge from the hotel bar for 2 entrees and 2 glasses of wine. He broke down, admitted everything, gave up my wife's name, and said it had been going on for over 2 years, said he was sorry, said it didn't mean anything, and said he wanted to work it out. Regina told him to get out of the house that night. Regina looked my wife up, found the clinic website, found her LinkedIn, and found her tagged in some local business association photos. Then she searched property records in Clay County, found our address, found me, called my office, and got my cell number from my assistant. She told me she wasn't going to let Martin walk away clean because she had already talked to a divorce attorney, already started moving money, and already made copies of every financial document. She asked if I wanted to coordinate, file at the same time, and serve them both on the same day. I told her I needed a few days, but I already knew what I was going to do. That night, I wasn't home when my wife got back because I was at a sports bar drinking alone and processing everything. She called me around 9 p.m. and asked where I was. I told her I was meeting with a client and running late. She bought it, said she was tired anyway and was going to bed early. I stayed at that bar until midnight, drove home, and she was asleep. I laid next to her for hours, thinking, 24 years, everything I built, everything I believed, all a lie. Next morning, I called a divorce attorney, one of the best in Northeast Florida, at $400 an hour, but worth every penny. Went in that afternoon, told him everything, showed him the Amazon orders, showed him the security footage, and told him about Regina. He listened, took notes, then gave me the bad news. Florida is a no-fault divorce state, so it doesn't matter that she cheated because the court doesn't care. Infidelity has no bearing on asset division, no bearing on alimony, nothing. Could have 100 photos or 1,000 receipts, and legally it meant nothing. I was furious, but he said the evidence could help, not in court, but in negotiations, to make her more willing to settle. Nobody wants their affair exposed, and nobody wants to explain security footage to their family. The embarrassment alone would push her toward a quick settlement. He asked about our assets, and I told him about my company that I started before we got married. That helped because it was premarital property, but growth during the marriage could be considered marital and would need a forensic accountant. I told him about the house with both names on the deed, so that gets split. Told him about our joint savings of about $160,000, and that gets split too. Best case, we settle quickly, and I keep my company intact. Worst case, we go to war. I filed that afternoon. Called Regina that night and told her I was in. She was relieved, and we set a timeline for 2 weeks out. Both spouses would be served on the same day at the same hour. Her attorney coordinated with mine, and we picked a Thursday when both of them would be at work surrounded by colleagues. Perfect. Those 2 weeks were brutal. Had to look at my wife every day, knowing what she was doing, knowing who she was meeting, and knowing every word was a lie. Had to eat dinner with her and sleep next to her while pretending everything was fine. But I kept my composure and didn't slip once. She had no idea what was coming. The day arrived, Thursday, and she left for the clinic at 7:30 a.m. I told her to have a good day, then I waited. At 11 a.m., a process server walked into her clinic, found her in her office between patients, called her name, and handed her the papers right there in front of her staff. At 11:15 a.m., another process server walked into Martin's surgical practice, found him in his office, and handed him his papers, 15 minutes apart with no time to warn each other and no time to react. My phone rang at 11:22 a.m. with her name on the screen. I let it ring 3 times, then answered. She was hysterical, asking what was happening, asking why I was doing this, and asking if this was some kind of mistake. I stayed calm, told her to come home, told her we would talk, then hung up. She walked through the door at noon, still in her work clothes, black scrubs with her hair pulled back, eyes swollen, face red and blotchy. She had been crying the whole drive. She didn't say anything at first, just stood in the living room looking at me while I sat in the armchair with the folder on the coffee table between us. She didn't sit down, just stood there with her hands shaking. Then she asked one question: "How did you find out?" Not, "I'm sorry," not, "Let me explain," not, "It's not what you think." Just, "How did you find out?" That told me everything I needed to know. I didn't answer her question. I pulled out the folder, set it on the coffee table, opened it, and showed her the Amazon receipts with the lingerie, the candles, and the robe, all shipped to her clinic. Her mouth dropped to the floor. Then I showed her the security footage screenshots of the white Lexus pulling into our garage. Every date I was out of town, 6 different nights, all documented. She sat down on the couch, put her head in her hands, and didn't say anything for a long time. Then she spoke. She didn't blame me, and she didn't make excuses. She said she was unhappy and had been for years, said we had become roommates, said the passion was gone, and said Martin made her feel something she hadn't felt in a long time. She said she was sorry and said she never meant for it to go this far. I listened and let her finish. Then I stood up, told her to pack a bag, and told her to be out by tonight. She asked where she was supposed to go, and I told her that wasn't my concern anymore. She packed a bag, called her mom, and left by 6 p.m. Divorce was finalized almost a year later. She didn't fight much because she didn't want the security footage getting out, didn't want her staff knowing details, and didn't want her clients finding out. So she settled. She took half the savings at $80,000. We sold the house and split the proceeds. She kept her clinic and I kept my company. Clean break, or so I thought. Heard through Regina that my ex moved in with Martin about 2 months later. He left his family for her, and they were going to start their new life together, finally be together with no more sneaking around, no more hotels, and no more lies. That lasted 5 months. Martin's divorce was brutal. Regina had a shark for an attorney, the best family law attorney in Duval County, and she came prepared with bank statements, credit card records, hotel receipts, phone records, everything. She got the house, a 4-bedroom with a 3-car garage, pool, and half-acre lot in Ponte Vedra that was paid off and worth about $900,000. She got $4,100 a month in alimony for 7 years, which is over $340,000 total. Martin also pays $3,200 a month in child support for 3 kids aged 18, 16, and 13. The oldest aged out already, but he's still on the hook for the younger 2 for at least 5 more years. That's over $7,000 a month going out the door every single month before he pays his own rent, before he pays his own bills, before he pays for anything. Martin was making around $380,000 a year as an orthopedic surgeon, which sounds like a lot, but after federal taxes, state taxes, malpractice insurance, student loans, and those payments, he was stretched thin. Couldn't afford the lifestyle my ex wanted, couldn't afford the vacation she expected, the dinners, the trips, or the things he promised her when they were sneaking around. Reality set in fast. They started fighting about money, about his ex-wife, about his kids who wanted nothing to do with her, about everything. So he did what men like him always do and found someone else. Moved out 5 months after he moved in with my ex. He's with a nurse from his practice now, 15 years younger, and my ex found out when she came home early and caught them. Poetic. She threw away 24 years for a man who didn't last 5 months. After the divorce was final, I cleaned house, changed my phone number, blocked her on everything, including Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and email, and deleted every photo of us, every vacation, and every anniversary. 24 years of memories gone. About 6 weeks ago, she showed up at my gym. I work out at a place in San Marco, a small gym that's not a chain, locally owned with good equipment and no crowds. I go every morning at 6, same time every day, and it's part of my routine now. She must have figured out my schedule somehow, maybe drove by a few times or asked someone, I don't know, but she was there, waiting in the parking lot, leaning against her car, a different car now, not the BMW she used to drive, something smaller and cheaper. She looked different, thinner but not healthy thin, stressed thin, with tired eyes and dark circles. Hair wasn't done, no makeup, and she looked 10 years older than the last time I saw her. She said she wanted to talk, said she made the biggest mistake of her life, said Martin left her with nothing, said she was living in an apartment now somewhere off Beach Boulevard, said the clinic was struggling because she lost half her staff and half her clients since word got around, said she missed me, missed us, missed what we had, said she was sorry, and said she would do anything to make it right. I looked at her for a long time and searched myself for something, anger, sadness, satisfaction, something. Felt nothing, absolutely nothing. She was a stranger to me now. Told her to leave, told her she gave up the right to talk to me when she let him into our home, and told her if she showed up again, I would file for a restraining order. She stood there with tears running down her face. Then she got in her car and drove away. I went inside and finished my workout and didn't think about her again. That's where I am now, 54 years old, single and rebuilding. Sold the house months ago and bought a condo in Riverside with 2 bedrooms and a city view, all I need. Working out 6 days a week, lost 30 pounds, eating clean and sleeping better than I have in years. Business is thriving and I just landed my biggest client yet. Traveled to Costa Rica last month with Portugal next month. Living for myself for the first time in 24 years. If you're going through something like this, you're not alone. Take it one day at a time. Don't confront without proof. Don't let emotions drive your decisions. Get your evidence, get your attorney, and then execute. As for my ex-wife, she cheated, and then she met her replacement. Funny how that works out.